Are these free 90 overall players worth it in MUT 26? Let's talk. Now, Salsa family, and welcome back to another Madden 26 Ultimate Team video. Hope you watching this one are having a wonderful start to your day, and without further ado, these are the 90 overalls. Now, boys, head-to-head rank just released in Madden 26 Ultimate Team, and there are 3 90 overall players you can earn by playing that game mode. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that these 3 cards are easy to earn. Just snap your fingers and you get them on your team, but I do want to talk about head-to-head ranked as a whole, because not only are there really good 90s, but there's also some insane 88s, some insane 89s, and a bunch of other things you need to know. Now, first things first, a 30-second explanation on how head-to-head ranked works. Essentially, it is a 47-day season, and you're going to rack up points depending on how many wins you get. Now, as you go through and collect these points, that will increase your head-to-head ranking. So say, for example, I'm able to end at maybe 2,500 points. That will mean I'm going through and getting an 87 overall ranked elite player fantasy pack when this season ends. Now, I'm going to explain a bunch more when it comes to how you get points, how quickly you can get them, how long it's really going to take you to get some of these rewards, but let's talk about these cards first, because the first thing that I want to answer is it worth it? Are these cards even good? Because first things first, there's a 90 overall Malik Neighbors, bro. That card art is icy. The stats on the card are ridiculous. 90 speed on the player, 90 medium route running, 90 deep route running. Now, you might be thinking, this card is OP. Oh my God, he's going to break the game. You don't get this card for 47 more days. That's when the season ends. And in 47 days from now, these cards are still going to be insane, but they're not going to be like as game-breaking as they look now, because yes, we'll have 88 speed and probably 89 speed by then. Next up, there's a Benjamin St. Just. I'm not going to lie, this card is underrated, bro. 90 speed, 90 acceleration, 90 zone, and 6'3". That is a god tier trio on a corner. I will say this though, a corner's not going to impact the game as much as a receiver. If I got a 90 speed receiver and you got 86 speed DBs, bye-bye, peace sign, we're scoring a touchdown every play. Benjamin St. Just though, he's not going to impact the game as much on the defensive side. To get Madden 26 Ultimate Team coins for your account at the cheapest price on the internet, check out MMOEXP by clicking the link in the description and use the promo code SWIFT to save an additional 8% on your order. Now, Ted Hendricks, this card is a dog as well. I will say this, he is 6'7", which is ridiculous. 90 zone, that is insane. But as a user, that 86 speed, it could be a touch of a problem. So for me personally, I'm leaning Malik Neighbors, but I will say St. Just is nice, Ted Hendricks, a tiny bit slow. Now, the way you get these 90 overall players is by finishing top 100 in the event. I don't just mean top 100 tier, I mean top 100 out of every single person playing Madden Ultimate Team and playing head-to-head rank. So that is not going to be easy to do, and for 99.9% of people watching this video, myself included, I'm sorry, but we ain't finishing top 100. If you're an absolute goon at this game, I probably don't need to explain this mode to you because you've definitely played it before. Now, for let's call them the common folk like myself, the 99.9% of us who aren't going through and are not getting these cards as 90 overall players, every single person watching this video, you can get the 89 overall version of the cards, and it won't be as hard as you might think. Now, the way the stats are going to work on these players is basically for every single overall that these cards go down, every single stat is going to go down by 1 pretty much as well. Because if we look at the 89 overall cards, these are going to be 89 speed. They're going to have really, really high stats, really high 80s in the stats. And then if we look at the 88s, well, these cards right here, they're going to be having 88 speed and still very good stats across the board. Now, here is my grinding recommendation as to whether or not this is worth it. If you think you can go through and get the 88 overall versions of these cards or better, it is worth it. I will explain how difficult that's going to be a little bit later in today's video. But if you are not going to get the 88 plus versions of these cards, I do not recommend you grind this mode. These 87 overall players, they're simply not going to be good enough at the time we get them. Benjamin St. Just, 87 speed, you're going to look at that card in 47 days from now and you're going to be like, damn, I spent a little bit too much time on a card that's just 87 speed. Now, like I said, I will say this though, if you think you can get to the 88 overalls or higher, this is worth it, because I do think the stats on these cards are good enough to warrant the grind. The 88 overall stats, they're good enough to warrant the grind. The 89 overall stats, these are actually really, really good. I can't lie to you. If you can get to the 89, that is the tier you're going to want to target in my personal opinion. The 88s are still worth it. If you're lower than that, I actually don't recommend this event. We'll talk about what to grind though in a future video if you don't want to play this. Okay, so that's a good baseline to know which cards are worth grinding for, which ones you'll want to play for, but how do we actually get points in this event? Let me explain that all. Now, to start this mode off, the first 5 games you will play are called placement matches, and the way these work is they're completely random. You can play against someone amazing, you can play against someone not very good. Those are the first few games you're going to play. Then once you do that, you'll get assigned a ranking ranging from bronze 1 if you were to lose, I'm pretty sure, all of your games in placement, and going all the way up to a 5-0 score, which will rank you at silver 1. My friend who went went 5-0. He told me he got silver 1 after going 5-0. So if you go 5-0 in those placements, you'll start at silver 1. If you go 0-5, you'll start at bronze 1. Anything in between, you'll be ranging between bronze 2 and bronze 3. Now, before we continue with this video, Underdog just dropped a 100% profit booster on our heads for preseason week number 2, which starts tomorrow. Your favorite team is back in action, and if you want to make some picks on them, you know ball, you know those preseason standouts on your squad, you know those sleeper players. If you put in the promo code SWIFT right now on Underdog, that's going to give you that 100% profit boost, and it'll give you a Jalen Hurts free pick for week number 1 of NFL football. If you want both those things and you want to make some picks, Underdog is an awesome app where you're basically just clicking the higher or lower on player stats, and if you get them right like these, you can win some cash. I'll leave it linked in the description. Put in the promo code SWIFT if you want to try it to get access to every special discount and free pick. Now, once you've gone through and done your placement matches, EA Sports will start matching you up with players that are in your tier. And of course, if you're a good player at this game, but you're simply starting off in silver number 1, there could be some low competition. Now, the goal for this video, like I said, is to get past elite. We want to get to hero 1 for that 88 overall or champion 1 for that 89 overall. And boys, another important thing to note, once I get to hero 1 as an example, if I don't think I'm going to make it all the way up to champion 1, there's no point in grinding past that. If it was a grind to get to hero 1, the 88 overall player is the same at hero 1, hero 2, and hero 3. And the way each of these rankings work is, say for example, I finish off in hero 1, I'll get an 88 overall fantasy pack. I'll get to pick any of the 88 overall versions of the cards I showed you before. And same can be said about champion 1 or elite 1, but like I said, elite tiers I don't really recommend. So the 2-point totals we're going to want to get to in today's video are either 2600, that's one I got written down for an 88, or you want to get to 2900 to get an 89. Okay, now how easy is it to get points in this game mode? Well, when you win games, you're going to increase your point score. If you lose games, you will lose points, but not many. I'll explain that a little bit further in this video. Now, okay, let's assume for today's video, you start your placement matches and you go 4-1 and you start in bronze 1 at 1600 points. If you want to go through and get up to 2600 points in total, that is going to require you to win 20 more games than you lose in the next 40 days. That's not brutal. Now, how do I know that to be the case? Well, since we have this little sicko here who goes by the name of Dilly43, we can see that he is 14-0 and he is at 2400 points. He told me that after he went 5-0, he started at 1700 points. So when we do that math right here, he gained 1700 points after his placement matches for winning 9 games. That means he's getting about 77 points per win, which I will say this, the amount of points you're going to get per win is going to decrease as you get to higher and higher tiers. If I win a game and I'm in silver 1, I'm going to get more points than I would get if I won a game and I was at hero 1. I know that kind of sucks, but EA Sports kind of does it just to make it so it's harder to kind of get that final tier and get to champion 1. But regardless, by using the math that he showed us, you're basically going to have to win about 20 more games than you lose to get up to an 88 overall player. Now, I will say this, there is a caveat to that, because say for example, I win 1 game, but I lose 1 game right after that, what's likely going to happen is I'll gain somewhere between 50 to 70 points for that win, and I'll only lose about 10 to 20 for that loss. So if you're playing this game mode a ton, that gap of 20, it can actually decrease, because as you're playing more and more games, you're winning 1, you're losing 1, you're winning 1, you're losing 1, your point score is still slowly going to go up. So if you're really good at this game, you could win 20 games and you could have an 88 overall player. If you're like me and realistically you're like good at the game, but you're not insanely good at this game, I mean, I might only have to win maybe 15 more games than I lose, because although I'll win 15 more than I lose, maybe I'll end up like 25-10 or something. That'll be enough points to get to 2600. Now, the next tier, which is the tier that I really think everyone should try to get to in today's video, is 2900 points in total, and I am going to estimate you will have to win about 27 to 28 more games than you lose to get the champion 1, which I know that sounds like a massive number, but that's literally just winning 1 game every other day. There's 47 days left in this. You'd have to win 1 game every other day in order to go through and get that done. It's not as crazy as it does sound, and I will say this, boys, I do think that this grind is worth it. Like I said, if you can get up to hero 1, if you know yourself and you know you're simply either not going to be able to invest enough time into this mode, or you're realistically losing like 70 to 80% of the games you're playing online, this game mode could be tough for you. But if you're somewhat decent at the game and you're willing to invest a little bit of time into it to get to hero 1 or champion 1, it's worth doing. Because look at this man, we're on day 1, he's 14-0, which is ridiculous, but he's at 2400 points. He's literally just like 160 points away from getting to 88 on day 1, and an additional like 450 away from getting to 89. That's probably going to take him not a ton more wins. Realistically, the numbers, they could even be a little bit lower than what I'm saying in today's video. It honestly might just end up being about like 17 to 18 wins for an 88, and then maybe like 25 wins for an 89, but it's likely going to be somewhere in that range. Now, yeah, that is going to do it for me. If you enjoyed today's video, drop a like down below, and until next time, let me know what you guys are grinding. I'm out. Love y'all. See ya. Peace.